Welcome back. Well, the loss of a child is something that no parent wants to obviously be faced with. So parents are looking for ways to obviously have some hope. So a couple of special people have put together an organization trying to give them some hope. So with us today are the co-founders of the Hopeful Heart Project, Jen, Burgum, and Kayla. Is it Kayla or Kyla?
Kayla.
Kayla Storm. Both of you, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
And God bless you both for what you guys are doing to help families in need. So if you don't mind, let's start with just your personal stories and what was the inspiration behind putting this project together?
Yeah. Well, back in 2017, I was pregnant with my son, Henry. And he unfortunately passed away just after birth in April of that year.
So sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a similar story. 7 weeks prior to Jen losing her son, I lost my daughter, Hope. And it was just a very isolating experience. And Jen was actually the first person that I met that had gone through a similar loss, and it was a friend of ours that had introduced us. And so we just saw a really great need within the community for more support for other parents who are going through this type of loss.
Yeah, it's got to be such a difficult thing to grieve with, and then obviously to have someone that can somewhat relate. And so kind of talk about that experience when you first met and how it was able to help you.
So it really changed our journey. I think meeting each other, we set out to have coffee one day, and we ended up sitting there for 4 hours, and it felt like we'd known each other our entire lives as we shared our stories, as we talked about our children, what we wanted for ourselves, for our children, and just for other moms in the future. And so I think just leaving that coffee date, we decided we had to start something, and it really changed how we approached our journey after that, just having that other person there that really understood what you were going through.
And as you're out now in the community talking more and more about this, are you finding, wow, this is a lot more prevalent than maybe we had anticipated?
Unfortunately, yes. We get a lot of emails or messages of other parents, whether it's in North Dakota or other surrounding communities or states. We have touched a lot of parents that have also had, similar losses, and they're looking for support too. It's just somebody to say, like, I understand, or I want to hear more about your child.
So talk about the organization that you guys have put together and how can people participate and be a part of it.
Sure. So we were founded on a few pillars. One was that we really wanted to make sure we had something in place for parents immediately following their losses to let them know that right away they're being taken care of and there's people out there. And so we put together what we call Hope Gifts, which are essentially care packages aimed at helping them to practice self-care and remembrance and healing. So that's the first kind of introduction they get into our organization. And we really want to make sure they have all the resources also, because Google can be a scary thing. I mean, you find yourself Googling some very different things, and it can be really hard. And so we want to kind of take care of that for them and provide them with meaningful resources that we found useful and helpful. So we want to make sure they have that right away.
I love that. So one pillar is the Hope Gifts. What's another one?
Another thing that we saw a really great need for in the community is creating events for these parents to attend, or family members or friends, where they can go and do something in honor of their child. It also gives them a safe place to step back into the community where they know that there's a group of people that are there to support them and that are there to remember their child with them. So we host several events throughout the year.
And you've got one coming up. If we can bring the graphic back up, Tony, I've got 30 seconds, guys, but if you want to give a plug for what's happening this Friday, would be great.
Yeah, Love and Light is coming up this Friday. It is our second annual event. It's a remembrance event. We're going to have a concert, and there'll be live music, a keynote speaker, a regional author. Her name is Janice Burnt, will be sharing about finding joy after loss. And so it's going to be a really good experience and a good speech for anyone who has experienced grief in any way.
Love and Light. I love that.
Yeah.
Is there a website where people can get tickets? Or?
Yeah. So you can visit our website at hopefulheartproject.org. Otherwise, we are on Facebook and social media, and our email is on there as well. So anyone is welcome to attend.
You're in our prayers. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Stick around. We got much more coming up right after this.